Here we are, we're at Monza, the Temple of Speed. We're in the sexiest 992.2 Cup on the grid. We're starting 6th place. We don't have a clutch, so I don't have a clutch pedal that came with my wheel, and I haven't mapped out a clutch pedal on the wheel. So we just clutch dump and go straight into first. We get an alright start. We, by a fraction of a hair, miss this guy coming right across our nose. That puts us up a couple spots. We make some passes because turn 1 at Monza. We're up to 4th. I think, look at me. I am the GOAT. Here we go. We're about to take 3rd from this guy on the inside. He just went through the offshoot road. He didn't even try and go through the chicane, which is probably smart. I'm up to 3rd. We're coming through the 2nd set of chicanes. Got this guy right on my bumper. He looks for a pass, can't make it, files back in. He knows I'm just going to screw up anyway. I go straight into the dirt, as per usual. I lose 3rd, I lose 4th, and then I follow the guy in 4th, the GoPro car, right off the track, and lose a bunch more positions. I end up coming out of this in about 12th. After everything's said and done, 2 more cars pass me right here. We're in 12th. Not the end of the world, but definitely not as good as I thought it was going to be, starting in 6th and going into 3rd right off the get-go. We go into the last set of chicanes and go into the straight going down to Parabolica. We get a pretty good run. I also forget that my tires are cold in those first couple turns, and that's always what does me in. I'll spin or I'll go off into the gravel just like that. But there's still a lot of traffic, so of course someone's going to go off right here. We'll take 11th. Thank you very much. And that was our first lap. Not the worst first lap at Monza I've ever had, that's for sure. Starting lap 2, we go. I didn't know this at the time. Right next to me is the Lightning McQueen car, Ka-chow. He shoves it on the inside. I see him just about now. And I overslow. I'm not trying to kill myself going into this. I let him take off. I lose a lot of speed because of that, but it's fine. Out of the first set of chicanes. And we're in 12th. It's not the end of the world, but it is what it is. We'll take it, and we'll see how far we can get. I've got this nasty habit of just following the cars in front of me wherever they go, so I go off the track a little bit, get a slowdown. Not the end of the world. These are pretty... I mean, I'm not very close to the pace anyway, so it's not hard to get rid of my slowdowns. That wasn't a very fast corner, so that definitely did it for me. Coming out of this Lesmo 2, onto this back straight before the big chicane with the big right-hander on it. And we're still in 12th. We didn't lose any spots because of our slowdown. I have a nasty habit, especially this was pretty early in the week of all the races I did, and I overslow, and then later in the week I figure out, oh, I can take these way faster than I am, but I don't. And so we overslow through a lot of these corners. Later in the races even, I get more adventurous and I don't mess up as much. Coming to Parabolica, coming into lap 3. Not a terrible first lap, 1 and 2. The guy in front of me pits. Someone else pitted also right in front of me. We go into 10th here. It's 10th, starting 6th. Not the end of the world. I would have liked to have started near, or still have been near 6th, but it is what it is. We take what we can get. We go through the first set of chicanes. There's a dust cloud, which we always like to see. That means someone went off a little bit, and means they're going to be a little slower. And we'll see what we can be able to do with that. In cockpit cam, those trees zoom by. I feel like you're going so fast when you're stationary in your living room. It's insane. Second gear out of the second set of chicanes, that guy's off into the wall, so we go up into ninth. Coming into Lesmo 1. I don't know if I overslew or not for that corner. I like the first set of chicanes and these corners. I can't figure out, as you can see, because I just spin. And we go all the way from ninth. We wait for that guy, we turn around. I almost killed this blue guy that I didn't see, because by the time I'd made it that far, I couldn't see him. But we rejoin. No one died, that's the important thing at the end, and we come out of that in 17th. It's really not ideal, but it is what it is. We head onto the straight right for Parabolica. We get a better run than the guy in front of us. So we go into his slip. He moves over to the... I don't know if he's trying to defend or if he's just letting me go. He moves over to the middle of the track. I go by on the left, and that gives me 16th. Can't be too upset about that. As we come, those are our first couple laps, first few laps. Lap 4 starts. We're in 16th. Can't get much worse than this. There's only 24 people in the race, so may as well send it. Chicanes 1 and 2. I always go down in the first. I feel like I could do it in second. I don't know. If you guys know, let me know what gear I should take that in the future. It's probably second. I don't know why I go down to first. Turn 3. I actually really love that corner. It's a ton of fun. And then we're going to come into the second set of chicanes. This time I don't go off the track, which is always a plus. I get a way better run than this guy. He's back of his car says, "We don't brake for anyone." I think he kind of broke for me a little bit. I had a way better run. I appreciate him doing that. The guy in front of me looks like he goes into the gravel a little bit, which is nice. We're up into 15th. And we're making runs. We've settled into a rhythm, which is always important. Except sometimes I get too into a rhythm and I make a mistake, and it's just, you know, makes me feel stupid. We'll get there in 10 laps, but you'll see. We're in 15th. Last turns before the straight into Parabolica. I actually really love these turns. I think they're a ton of fun. I always hook that sausage corner, or the sausage curb, and I feel like it helps me turn, but I might be insane. We're up into 14th. We got a way better run than the guy in the yellow car there. We're able to just really lay it on there into the gas, and then we take 13th because that guy spins out in the corner. That's subtle foreshadowing. Coming into lap 5, 1/3 of the race is already over. This is a 14 lapper, and we've made up some spots. We like that. We like making progress. It makes you feel good, even if it's your own fault that you ended up in, you know, practically last. But we like making progress back towards the front. Makes you feel good. Makes you feel like you know how to race. We're coming out of the chicanes, going into turn 3. We're going to jump into our next couple overtakes. We're in 13th. A couple people have quit or pitted that I never saw, so we jump up into 11th to start lap 6. We're making progress. We are making our way back through the field. We see some people ahead of us. Always a good sign. Coming out of the first set of chicanes, and we are up to 10th. Lightning McQueen went off the track there. And so we come into turn 3, top 10. We've made our way from 6th to 3rd to 12th to 17th, and we have crawled our way back into the top 10, which is always a plus. We're doing good. We've gotten into a groove. We're putting together good laps. We're not making tons of mistakes, and it's showing in that we are making our progress. We come out of Lesmo 2. And someone is off into the dirt. So that brings us up into 9th. We'd love to see it. Not for them. We don't pray on anyone's demise, but I'm always going to be excited when I get a free spot for doing nothing. Braking out of the long straight. Go down into 3rd gear. The wide right-hander. And another person is spun out, so we make it up into 8th. That easy. We'd love to see it. Jumping to lap 7. We're coming into the first chicane. We're going to get one more spot because a lapped car and a lead lap car got into it, so we move up to 7th. From here, we're going to jump around, and I'm just going to show you the exciting bits. Lap 8, we've caught up to the driver in 6th place. We're going to watch this battle for a little bit. I'm making up some ground. I mean, I had to have been because I caught up to him. We're coming into Lesmo 1 and 2. I overslow. Yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, as good as I can get it. We're coming into the long straight out of Lesmo 2. I try and get into his draft. His slipstream. And we come into the braking zone. I do everything I can not to rear end him. I probably could move to the inside if I wanted to dive bomb, but I didn't really want to dive bomb him. Coming from the straight, we're going to go into Parabolica. I'm again into his slipstream. I outbrake him a little bit coming into Parabolica. And then I get a better line off of it, which helps me get a better drive out, and I'm able to catch him. So we're going into lap 9 here. I make a move to the inside, and I get the pass done. We're into 6th place. He's right there. I now have enough space to get over. I don't want to go into the first chicane with on the inside like that. I want as much room as I can. And then he actually spins right behind me. So I get plenty of room. And I get to go race, keep going, make my way, hopefully up into 5th place. That's the goal. We're coming into Ascari here, hit the brakes. I am noticing on my deltas, or my relatives, that's not on the screen, that I'm gaining a lot of time on 5th, and that's because he's sitting there spun out in the middle of the track. And so that moves us up to 5th, which we went from 6th to 3rd to 12th to 17th, and we've made our way all the way up to a 5th. So we're having a pretty good race so far. I spend the next few laps in 5th place, so we're going to go over where I'm at after the first month of my 2026 goals. So I have achieved the C class in sports car, and I'm racing the Porsche Cup, so that's one goal achieved. On my road to 1500 iRating in sports car, at the start of the year I started at 312, and as of right now I'm at 469 iRating, so I've gained 157 iRating this month, which isn't a ton, but it's a good step down the road. For YouTube subscribers, I'm at 15 out of the 100 I want by the end of the year. I've gained 7 in the last month, so not bad there. And lastly, I have posted a video every week so far, including this one. This will be my 5th week in a row. So I'm 5 for 52, going strong. Everything was going too good. Coming into Parabolica, I turn while I'm braking, and it just throws my rear end out. And you can watch.
I am stupid. I am stupid.
My steering wheel was upside down, so instead of downshifting into reverse, I instantly shift back into first and hit the wall. Thank you, Charles Leclerc, for the perfect soundbite. And we lose 2 spots. We're back to 7th. I'm able to get a pretty good run on 6th place here. Use the slip. Come in hot. Complete the pass. Put myself back up to 6th. But we're in the last 2 laps. This is last 3 laps. Lap 12, lap 13, lap 14, that's all I have left. I decide to just screw up the first chicane, because what else would I do? I have now ruined my 5th place finish that I had like 30 seconds on everyone for. And I wanted to put a little pressure on myself. So I'm hauling butt, trying to get back up to 5th. And I'm just out of my groove. I'm not doing it right. I'm pressured. I'm in my head because I made a simple mistake I'd never made before. I'd never spun right there into Parabolica before. And I'm in my head. I go into the gravel. I managed to hold on to 6th place. So I got pretty lucky. We're on this straight. We're on the straight going into Ascari. I'm like making up a little bit of time, but not enough to where I'm gonna catch him. So now, my entire deal is I've got a group of 4 cars right behind me. I want to finish as high up as I can. I'm in 6th. Those 4 cars could easily overtake me if I mess up, and I could be in 10th and then one mistake. That's all it would take. Coming into Parabolica, I managed to not screw it up this time. And we're gonna go into lap 13, the penultimate lap, and we'll see what we can do. Coming into chicane 1 on lap 13, I way over slow. I let everyone catch up. There's still that group of, now it's only 3 cars right behind me. The pink car that had been on my tail all day has fallen back. I feel like every time I see a backward shot, they were just in it. They were right there with me. But they've fallen back a couple seconds behind. I'm not catching up to 5th. I'm not fast enough, especially when I'm overdriving everything like that. I forget a brake. I just cut the corner. I take the off track. I get a huge slowdown. But luckily, so did half the group behind me. So they're all kind of in the same boat. I managed to not go off the track out of Lesmo 1. Lesmo 2 I take actually pretty good, which is a miracle. I usually way over slow for that corner. And we're coming down the straight going into Ascari. I have a decent amount of gap between me and the group of 3 behind me and the 4th car behind that. Come into Ascari, get a decent run off of it, and I am just looking in my mirrors, waiting for him to come on to me. Oh. There's the car in front of me, way bigger gap than the car right behind me, and I do just the dumbest thing possible. I forget to brake. I'm so focused on where they are, I forget to brake, and I lose 2 spots, and I'm down into 8th, and that is not ideal. I'm coming into the last lap, and I screwed myself over again, which is the thing I'm probably best at. So we come into the first chicane. I get a little run. I'm right there. Going out the first chicane, I get a little wide, and then the guy in ninth says, "This is my spot." Completely bodies me on the way. I'm not like it is what it is. I don't think it was that dirty. And so I'm in ninth, and he got a way better run than me coming out of the chicane, mostly because he bumped me off the track. So it is what it is. I think about just hitting the world's craziest dive bomb. I don't do it. And because I was off position, I lose a lot of time. Coming out of Lesmo 1, I almost touched the gravel. It's really close. Lesmo 2, I overslow and I lose time. Straight going into Ascari, I'm just not there. I won't be able to do anything unless he messes up. So I've kind of just been shooting myself in the foot because I've gotten 9th when I should have gotten 5th in this race. In Ascari, coming into the last straight before Parabolica, I hit that sausage curb way too much. I have to let off the gas because I don't want to lose the car into the wall on the last lap. We can't do anything, so we just make sure to be safe for Parabolica and bring it to the line. So, we started 6th, ultimately finished in 9th. And that's just how racing goes sometimes. Sometimes you're your own worst enemy. I'm my own worst enemy this race. Final result 9th. It was a good race for the first 11 laps. Lap 11, I really did myself dirty. Going into my cooldown lap, I'm mad at myself, and we'll see that later, but it's fine. If you guys made it this far, if you watched the video, like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think I could do better at. I really am just here to learn. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you did, it means the world to me. I'm gonna skip ahead, and I'll just let myself play out my anger in silence after my cooldown lap.